Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Degrassi podcast for the episode If You Could Only See. Tonight's episode, I don't know, I have a lot of mixed emotions on. There were some good comedic moments, which I will say I did enjoy. The Frankie and Winston opening scene was pretty funny and awkward. And of course, almost the entire family walks in on them, and technically, they weren't, really doing anything, and Winston was just, messing around and making a joke and all that. But of course, it looked bad to her mom, and her mom got all upset. And Frankie wants to demonstrate that she is all grown up and she should be able to have boys in her room and basically do whatever she wants. Which is a fine plot because that's typical of what many teenagers, feel and go through. And so she's on this power squad with Zoe, and they need to raise money, and they eventually decide that they want to send nude pictures for money. And one of the most outrageous and shocking plots on Degrassi, and not necessarily shocking in terms of Rick just shot Jimmy, something like that. I mean, it was just, I can't get over the fact that Zoe still wants to be involved in this kind of thing. And even if it is about taking back control, which from that point I do understand, but it's just, it's so drastic and it's so similar to what she, went through with the video and all that. And now she wants to make money off of it, which of course is, illegal. And people are distributing, essentially child pornography of these underage girls. And I mean, it's just crazy to me that Zoe wants to do this. And Grace sets up a private website for all of this, so it's going to turn back on her probably. She's going to get in trouble, for helping set this up, and it's just a whole big mess. Frankie eventually gives in and does send a picture, and then as they're getting ready for a family event, her brother, she sees him, getting a request, and then kind of realizes, maybe my brother is going to see these. Maybe Hunter is going to see this. Like, I'm putting pictures out on a website that my brother is using, and the whole thing is just it's pretty crazy to me. I don't really know what else to say about it. I want to see where they're gonna go with this, but it's I don't know. it's Degrassi. But also on the episode, Becky, Imogen, and Jack. Love the scenes of them together and the chemistry that all three of them had when they were setting up the dating profile, especially Imogen and Jack, and all the scenes they have. And I'm very anxious for more of them and to see, their upcoming plots this season. But anyways, Becky, as I said, she does some online dating and meets Chris, who reminds Becky of how she used to be. But Becky doesn't feel that way anymore, and then at the end of the episode, runs into Drew, and they kiss, and all of a sudden they're back together. I mean, on this one, part of me didn't like it, part of me did like it. I like the fact that, Becky realizes, what she went through, and, and she's changing from the person that she was. And I guess that's kind of the point of the episode, is Zoe is kind of backpedaling. She's lost. She went through a big thing, and Becky went through a big thing, and Becky is sort of trying to evolve and at least change herself, doing a 360. She was once this really good girl, and she's not trying to be like a bad girl now or anything like that, but she's trying to be, or not necessarily trying to be, but she's just a completely different person now, and Zoe is still essentially the same person. She didn't really learn from what she went through, and if you look at it from that way, I guess the plot is, does what the writers, are setting out to do. So, I gotta see the end game of everything to really figure out, how it will all play out. and and all that. Maya and Miles, Maya's very worried about Miles. She has a daydream of him trying to hurt himself. She tells her mom, and of course her mom calls Miles' mom, tells her what Maya's been feeling, that Miles could hurt himself, and Miles comes over extremely pissed in a great, very emotional scene, and Maya just essentially has a breakdown. Zig is there for her, and all of that was really great stuff. Maya, again, proves to be a great character on the show, and one that I do truly enjoy. I love seeing everything, that Maya goes through, and even though it's just little moments, Olivia is a fantastic actress. And, I always love seeing, what she's going to do and how she's going to play her roles. All right, well, thank you very much, everyone, for listening to the podcast. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you all next week.